Today we're going to do a legs and shoulder workout. So you can do anywhere from 2 to 4 sets depending on your fitness level and what sort of weights you have at home. So we're going to start with a little mobility warm-up. So find some space. We're going to come to the end of our mat and nice and slowly fold down, giving our hamstrings a good stretch and a nice slow walk into down dog. So you can pedal out your feet here, move your hips side to side. Let's get these legs warmed up. We're going to lift one leg up into the air. Try to keep your hips square here. Push through the heel of the standing leg. And then bring your knee to your nose. We're going to hold for a count. Puff up through the shoulders. Feel those abs fire up. Kick back again. Let's do one more this way. And then if we've got our right leg, we're going to come to the right elbow. Back one more time to the left elbow. Extend, and let's bring that foot right beside our wrist. Back leg stays straight. We're going to take our arm behind our ear. Elbow comes to the other elbow if you can, all the way up to the ceiling. So open up your chest and shoulders and back. We'll do about 10 on this side. Hand can come down. We're going to come back to down dog. Pedal out the feet again if you need to. And we'll lift the other leg up. Knee to nose. And again. So same thing on this side. Knee to both elbows. And then right through, twisting up to the ceiling. And then we'll walk ourselves all the way back up and grab onto a long band to do our shoulder warm-ups. Get all the stickiness out. Really important to do a good warm-up for the shoulders. And then we'll just push ourselves through a few rounds of cat and cow. So play with it here, whatever feels good. So we're ready to get started now. All right, so we're starting on the floor. You can grab a band. First exercise we're going to do is a really tough one, so you can modify. We're going to come up into side plank with a leg lift. So up and down each time. We're going to do about 12 here. Squeezing your bum forward so your hips are in alignment with each other. If the band is too much, you can always go without a band. About 2 more. Good stuff. From there, we're going to come up into a side plank again. Grab about a 5-pound dumbbell, and we're going to do some external rotations. So really lift up out of the shoulder, nice and strong, squeezing the glutes, not twisting the arm back too much here. Just a nice rotation. And then from there, you can either come all the way back down onto the ground if you want, and we're going to do 15 clamshells. So hips are stacked. We're trying to activate this mid glute here, right around the side. Don't let the body rock back and forth, nice and tight. All right, other side. So everyone's workout might look a little bit different depending on your strength, what kind of bands you have at home, how tired you are, and that's okay. Whew. So these are tough. So again, get rid of the band if you want. You can stay lying down. So about 10 to 12 external rotations. And then we're coming down into our clench-ups. Already sweating, nice and warmed up. We are next going to come into a little bit of a core exercise. So we're going to do toe taps with our band and then a reach and shoulder tap. So it's going to look like this. Tap, tap, reach, shoulder, reach, shoulder tap. So hips are staying straight down to the floor. These are so challenging if you're doing them correctly. Feel free to modify too though. If you're sore, you can kind of do your taps, come down to your knees, really work on the control and keeping your hips straight. So anywhere from 6 to 10 reps on each side is good. So you can do 2 to 3 sets of both of those exercises, and then we'll get into our workout. We're going to jump right into some squat with shoulder presses. We're going to do one arm at a time. We're really focusing on balance, control, and stability here. So you can keep a band on if you want. I'll leave it up to you. And we're going to take a dumbbell. It doesn't have to be crazy heavy. We're going to start out with our feet shoulder or hip distance apart. Kind of grabbing onto the floor with our toes, pushing our knees out just slightly, really kind of getting the core tight, ready to work. We're going to keep the weight off of the shoulder. We're going to come into a squat nice and even, chest up, all the way up, and then do our shoulder press. I'm going to do palms in. I'm making sure everything is tight before I start my press, so I'm not cheating, because I like to do that sometimes. Watch yourself in your screen or your mirror. Try not to let your hips shift. Keep the knees stable each rep. Lots of control with the dumbbell. I'm going to switch sides, about 10 to 12 reps. Great. So again, anywhere from 2 to 4 sets with these guys. Switch arms. So if you're starting with your right, start with your left your second round. Switch it up. I'm not always a fan of combining legs with shoulders in the same exercise because it's just not necessarily as effective. But we're going to do a 1-leg deadlift with a 1-arm upright row today. So I'm going to take my 15 Again, up to you with the band. I'm gonna leave mine on. We're gonna take one foot just kind of pointing to take the weight off. So we're working out of this leg here. So a little bend in the leg. We're gonna come down flat into a deadlift, back up, upright row. So your upright row looks like this. Elbow is nice and high. This is kind of coming up to the chest. So let's go, we'll go 10 on each side for now. Core is nice and tight, back is flat. 1, 2, 3. So we're getting a nice hip hinge. Bum is scooting to the back wall. Okay, so other side. Weight is kind of staying close to your body as we're coming down into our deadlift. All right, so there you go. 10 on each side, let's go 3 to 4 sets for this one. Our next exercise, we're gonna do a split squat followed by a side lateral raise with a dumbbell. So we wanna try to keep our weights up pretty heavy. So I'm gonna start with my 30s, but again, up to you, whatever you've got. We're gonna pick up both weights. One foot is gonna be behind, right up on your toe, tipping forward from the waist. Our front knee is gonna kind of stay in line with the ankle, really leaning forward so we're feeling the glutes in the hands. I'm gonna go for 12. Okay, we're gonna follow those up with some side raises. You can do these standing. I'm just gonna demo from seated. Light weights. Light grip on the dumbbells. We're gonna reach out to the side wall, leading with the pinky fingers. Not going too much higher than our shoulders. We don't wanna feel this in our neck. I feel everything in my neck. I'm gonna go for 12, and then I'm gonna grab my 5s, and we're gonna do another 12. You can also, if you have 5s, do them with 5s and then drop down to a soup can or a wine bottle, whatever you want. Let's go 3 sets there. Our last exercise in today's workout is going to be a curtsy lunge, and then we're gonna do a shoulder press this way. So again, let's go heavy for our curtsies. I'm gonna try my 230s. You can take one up in the middle if you want. So we're gonna start with hips forward. You're gonna take one foot, we're gonna place it behind. Come into a little lunge. Hips are staying forward. So kind of find a spot with that foot that's comfortable for you. I'm gonna do 10. Other side. Body stays nice and tall. Whew. And then we're gonna follow it up with some shoulder presses. So grab a chair if you want. If you're gonna go a bit heavier, keep that back supported. We'll take our 10s. So we're gonna do palms forward, full range of motion. Elbows are slightly forward, right up overhead, and right down. So 12 to 15 reps, as heavy as you can. Let's do 3 sets of those guys as well. We're gonna come onto our backs. We're gonna cross one leg over and do a thread the needle stretch to start. This foot is staying flexed. Really hug your leg into your body. Good time to get the heart rate down. And you can just hold your stretch. Really get to visualize while you're stretching. Think about that glute relaxing. And then we're gonna drop that foot to the floor. We're gonna open towards the same side as the bottom leg and keep pushing this knee open to get a nice hip flexor, hip stretch. Bring your arms out to the side. And then we'll come back to center, switch legs. We're going to come up to seated and do a shoulder stretch across the body. Let's come up into a forward fold. So you can bring your hands nice and wide. We're going to lean forward, hinge from the hips, drop your head, clasp your arms behind you, nice and deep into our hamstrings. It is so important to stretch because you're going to leave yourself set up for your next workout in a better position. So finishing with some dynamic stretching or static stretching or rolling. It will probably mean, you might have decreased soreness, improved range of motion at your next workout, and better recovery.